So let me steer my screen here. If I go to here, we're trying to make a histogram. How do you make a histogram of a binomial? You've had a few minutes to think about it. And the fact that nobody knows, as happy as I was that you asked me about that other question, I'm sad about this one.
Find the QQ plot.
QQ plot? Nope. That's not, QQ plot is in the histogram. Yeah, I'm sure. Any ideas at all? What's your sample space for the number of people out of 10 that can smoke? Is it 8? So X equals 8. Would it be 1 through 10? Be 0 through 10. Don't forget the 0. People always forget the 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't forget the 0. Okay? Now, only got 10 minutes left. It'll be a super short video, but I'll tell you what, I'll record the other class. You can watch that one too. Now what? Let's do it with the fast method because we only got 10 minutes left. What's the fastest method to find her to do? What's the next step? Probability, is that what you said? We need to find the probability. The fastest method to find the probability is what? Binome dist. Doesn't matter which one you pick. You can pick the one with the period or the one without. Okay. Number of successes. Click on the 0. We want 0 successes the first time. Number of trials. 10. Probability of success. 0.9. Do I want the cumulative? No, false. Okay. Now I'm going to copy that down. Okay. Now what? It's a good thing we reviewed this. You guys would have slammed this. Highlight both of the columns. Insert. I want to ask Jenna because hopefully she'll give me the right answer. She usually does. Recommended charts. Okay. Remember I told you I didn't like that, but then Jenna put it in there and it actually works better. Okay. And then you're going to pick the first one, right? Are we done? Quick layout. Make them touch, right? Okay. What do we put down here for our axis title? Number of smokers out of 10. And over here, probability. I don't know what I'm typing. Can't see, but I think probability. Okay. Now what? Yes, Britton.
I just have a question. I thought the screen was supposed to have like a certain amount of like.
So for the people who couldn't hear, he said, I thought you're only supposed to have 5 to 7 categories. That's true when you're not doing a discrete distribution. This is discrete. So for discrete, it's okay. Just pick them all.
So for continuous, you can't do it.
For the continuous, you should be grouping them. For the discrete, it's okay. Okay? Because each one of these, you kind of see these blocks here. They're especially with 10. Okay, so that was the question. So let me ask you this question. We originally, Isaac said that because he said, well, you're not supposed to do it unless you have, here, let me make it a little smaller. Is that normally distributed? No. Okay, so it was a good question, but so can we use the normal approximation on this? No. Now, that's one way to do this, but what would be the quicker and easier way to do this? To know that the normal approximation is not appropriate. We might do it anyway, just to compare.
Greater than 10.
What?
NP times 1 minus P.
Yeah, NPQ has to be greater than or equal to 10, right? Well, if my sample size is only 10, sample space is only 10, and I'm multiplying it by a number less than 10, it's not going to be 10. I'll tell you that right now. But let's do it. So this is going to be 10 times 0.9 times 0.1. Did I do that right? Why can't I see what I'm typing? 10 times 0.9 times 0.1. Yeah, I did it right. Yeah, 0.9. Is that greater than 10? So don't do normal approximation. But just to show you it's a bad idea, let's pretend we forgot that step, because most of you did forget that step. And let's do it and see how far off, because this is the correct answer here, right? See how far off we would get if we did the normal approximation. Just to show you it's a bad idea. Okay? So it's about 20%, right? 8? Yeah, you can see that's right at about 20%. Okay? So how would we do it with the normal approximation? This isn't looking good for the test. Nobody's taking the test today, are you? Who's taking the test today? One? You better know this before you take it. Okay, how would you do the normal approximation? We're out of time. You want me to just tell you? Okay. Z equals, okay, we're doing exactly 8, right? So that means we're going to do 7. Oh, we got to figure out my NP first. To figure out NP and the square root of NPQ, because this is the mean, this is the standard deviation, right, for binomial. So NP is going to be 10 times 0.9, and square root of 10, well, actually, I'll just take that number there. Square root of that number. We already figures out 0.9468, okay? So now I'm going to do two z-scores. Z equals, Z equals. And so if exactly 8, I'm going to go half below, half above. So equals 7.5 minus 9 divided by my standard deviation, which gives me this divided by that. That's my z-score. Then I'm going to copy this. Well, maybe that wasn't a good idea. It wasn't a good idea. And I'm going to go 8.5 minus 9. Still divided by the same thing. So I've got these two z-scores here. I need to find my p-values. Norm S dist of that, and norm S dist of that. So I've got those two values, and then I'm going to subtract the big number minus the small number. Okay, now I should get 0.19371. I get almost a quarter. So do you see? So do you see how far off these are? These are like 5 percentage points off. And that's normally when we do this, you're off by thousandths, but we're off by 5 whole percent. That's terrible. That's way inaccurate. Okay. Fewer than 8. We've got a minute left. I'm going to do this one here. How would I do fewer than 8 with the fastest method possible? Equals binom dist. I'm only doing this because we're in a hurry. Okay, number of successes, fewer than 8. 7. Number of trials, 10. Probability of success, 0.9. Do I want the cumulative? Yes, I do. True. Okay. So notice when we did it here, we used false. When we're doing it here, we did true, 0.07. Okay. All right. So looks like we need a lot of studying on the binomial approximation. Okay.
What's this gonna be on label on YouTube?
What's it gonna? It's gonna be relabeled review 6 to 8. 6.1 to 8.1. I'll probably have two videos. I'll record the next one. You only got, 10 minutes of recording here, but yeah, so I'll record theirs and then you can see theirs too. So good luck on the tests.